It's bionic eyeball time! Maybe. Finally? Prima is a 2x2mm square implant under the retina that uses camera-equipped glasses to turn infrared data into electrical pulses. Its goal is to combat vision loss by electronically mimicking the biological signals from damaged photoreceptor rods and cones in humans with age-related macular degeneration. The company, which is just called Science, says the early results are stunning in restoring vision, and they're developing another prosthesis called Science Eye that harnesses a genetically engineered virus to send genes to nerves in the retina. This all sounds like real progress since MindBlow 59's Argus 2 Bionic Eye that I talked about 11 years ago and seemed to go nowhere. Say hello to Dr. Orangutan. In the first ever systematically documented case of active self-treatment in non-human animals, researchers observed a male Sumatran orangutan who suffered a facial wound and then 3 days later selectively ripped off leaves of a liana, chewed them without swallowing, and covered the injury with the chewed up leaves. When flies started to settle on his wound, he then spread the mashed leaves known by humans for their analgesic, antipyretic, and diuretic effects over the wound again. This went on for 8 days, when the scientists saw his wound was completely closed. Now that's what I call a great ape. This is the latest in science news. This is MindBlow. A new supercomputer simulation might finally give us a good guess about what would happen if you were to fall into a black hole. NASA astrophysicist Jeremy Schnittman simulated 2 different scenarios. In the first, the camera starts 400 million miles away and starts moving in. The closer it gets, the more distorted everything becomes, and eventually the camera gets sucked in and spaghettified. In the second scenario, the camera is able to pull away from the gravitational pull and fly away. Schnittman has created many black hole simulations for NASA and based this one on the supermassive black hole Sagittarius A. He also says if you have the choice between falling into a supermassive black hole or a stellar mass, pick the supermassive black hole. Thanks. I will. More robot snails, please. Roboticists at the Chinese University of Hong Kong created a robot snail with a metal shell that moves on tracks like a bulldozer. Magnets are embedded in the tracks, and then sitting between the tracks are retractable suction cups that allow it to stick to similar robots, letting them form a train or steps which others can use to climb over obstacles. They've observed the robot snails moving independently, climbing each other like stairs, and even bridging gaps in a similar fashion as ants. The robotics team hope they can be used one day to conduct field research in space probes or even search and rescue missions. My hope is for a giant racing snail like in the Neverending Story. Hiking Buddy might be a real consumer use for robot dogs. The DEEPRobotics X30 Robo-Dog is an all-weather quadruped robot that can accompany you on your outdoor excursions. Weighing in at 56 kilograms with an extra-long endurance battery time of 2.5 to 4 hours, max speed of 4 meters per second, and operational at any temperature between -20 Celsius to 55 degrees Celsius, X30 can traverse difficult terrains on land and in water, climb up and down stairs, and see in the dark. Though a perfect hiking partner, X30's developers are hoping to fill core industrial needs in multiple fields, including inspection, investigation, security, surveying, and mapping. But I just want a robot best friend if I ever decide to actually go outside. In Transformers news, the W1 from Limex Dynamics can transform from a wheeled quadruped to a freestanding biped robot. The W1 starts as a prone 55cm four-wheeled robot before standing itself upright on its hind legs at 152 centimeters and moving freely. Limex Dynamics notes that it can now move in many ways, including collision and self-recovery, step walking, 360-degree, 60 RPM rotation, and upright free gliding backwards and forward. No word yet on whether it's an Autobot or a Decepticon. Artery Snakes may save your life someday. A new snake-like fiber optic probe could eventually help with the treatment of blood clots and aneurysms. The device can maneuver through the maze-like arteries and uses spirals of light to capture high-res photos from the inside out, helping to manage disease complications and better management of implant placements, revealing sites and information never before accessible. So far, they've used this to guide treatments of 32 people with artery hardening, strokes, and other various conditions, and hope it'll be used to diagnose complications before they occur. It's being described as a Google Street View-like perspective, whereas before with MRI and CT scans, it was more like a satellite view. So the good news is your arteries may soon have Google Street. Now here's the GTE Carphone from 1984. And I now have a $2 Patreon tier. MindBlow is a Patreon-supported show, so please consider going over there and becoming a patron for just a couple of bucks. And thanks to all of my patrons.
Mobile telephoning has just taken a giant step forward. It will soon be available to just about everybody, just about everywhere. And there'll be no more waiting for an operator to place your call. You just direct dial it yourself.